Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you're doing very well in this wonderful I would say second week of February. Oh my god, we are approaching already, next week's already mid-Feb. It's crazy, huh? We are actually approaching the half of the first quarter already. And I mean, what a quarter it has been so far. Now, by the way guys, we are 18 subs away from the magical number of 1,000. Tomorrow is the long-awaited live stream, so I hope to see a lot of you here. The ones who can't attend, just come back, watch it later, and then feel free to drop me a few questions either in this video or the next or tomorrow, and I would be keen to engage with you guys. I have pending a question on Zen, so I will discuss it tomorrow. And I hope to see a lot of you there, and thank you very much for your support so far. Now, stocks are pretty much green across the board. Particularly, the S&P has crossed at some point, or at least the futures, the 5,000 mark, which is a big psychological effect. We got to 5,000 S&P much faster than gold 5,000, like Peter Schiff was predicting in 2010. I mean, just joking a little bit around, but this just shows you that everyone was so afraid about the escalating conflicts in the Middle East. And last year, remember, the second Great Depression and big stock market crash and all of that, said no, you still need some people to be extremely euphoric. This is not how it works. So, by the way, I don't get fooled by this rally that much. I've told you, my opinion, this year is going to be quite volatile. So I wouldn't be surprised of having like a 7% correction down the line or so. But you need a bit more euphoria. Like, people need to be convinced that everything is fine. Commercial real estate is no longer a problem. Banks are no longer a problem. All of this kind of stuff. And then you can have some bigger corrections. When you have like real euphoria, like the one you saw in 2021, where basically anything went up, then it's time for a big sell-off like the one we had in 2022. But you need people convinced of that, okay? So far, there are still a lot of people dubious about the rally. Once again, when you're in doubt in these situations, look at the charts. The charts remain unchanged. We are just, going up a little channel, climbing the wall of worry, if you will. I do think artificial intelligence will play an increasingly big role. I saw the estimates for this year. You remember I said, okay, let me go back here. I went too fast. Two things that I talked about in the beginning of the year, that all that matter, in my opinion, for the first half of the year. Number one is the Fed hinting at stopping QT, meaning selling off treasuries from their balance sheet. Yes, they did. Number two, start to see productivity enhancement in the reports. And the expectations is already that we're going to creep up to the 5% level of increase. What I want to see with artificial intelligence, maybe not this year, okay? But I want to see us go closer, maybe not this year to achieve double digit, but to grow closer to the double digit. You see, unlike all the YouTube finance guys, typically I'm more of an optimistic guy. The reason is, well, just look at the markets. Typically, they go up 8 years, they go down 2 years. So it's more reason to be optimistic than pessimistic. However, you know how people are. They always want to fantasize about saying it was not easy to bet against the American economy or to do all those kind of stuffs. What I've been saying is quite clear. I do believe artificial intelligence, by listening to people who know about this 100 million fold what I know, all agree that basically the internet will look like a nothing burger compared to AI. So the potential for productivity enhancement. I mean, I saw this example, to me was clear, which was there was an interview made to a few companies, and they were saying, look, tasks that used to take us 8 hours, and these are important tasks, by the way. These are not just filling up for stuff. No, these are actually with value add. used to take 8 hours, now take 10 minutes. I mean, this is a brutal expansion of productivity. Now, never underestimate the government's potential for screwing stuff up. So I do believe the government will adjust to the potential of AI and basically, try to undermine it as much as possible. But I do expect some good things to come from that front. Now, moving on to crypto, Bitcoin is above 44,000, starting to move a little bit higher. Pulse Chain and PulseX are also stabilizing and going up. I mean, I think we are, my prediction, altcoin season in March, maybe starting even late Feb. I do think we are pulling the slingshot before a big launch. We'll see if I'm right. But I do think we're going to do extremely well. Now, I wanted also to discuss other things, which is, this is the reason why I like Pulse Chain. Solana was down again. I think over the last 2 years, Solana has been down 11 times. Pulse Chain is always on. Works perfectly. There's no problem. So I do think more people will get to that conclusion by basically everything else around them failing. And, X also started slowly the last time, but then when it pumped harder than anything else, almost anything else. So, because there are always, if you find that 1 in a million meme coin that goes up 300,000 fold, I mean, it's very hard to compete with that. But the point is, we are moving into the cycles. Ethereum still outperforming a little bit Bitcoin, which is good. This is what you want to see at this stage of the cycle. I do believe we should start moving higher into the halving, big sell the news event. And typically when Bitcoin peaks, Ethereum peaks about 28 days later, and altcoins peak about 1 to 2 weeks later. Depends a little bit on the altcoins. It's not so clean as it used to be. Well, number one, because now you have 50,000 coins, and in the past you had, maybe 200, right? So now these things are a bit harder to all match up together at the same time. Now, number of influencers around Pulse Chain keep on growing. The fundamentals keep on improving. There's some rumors about some updates coming on Icosa, Hedron, and Pulse Chain and PulseX. So keen to see which ones they're going to be. Hopefully we'll make the tokens even more interesting. To me, they keep being highly undervalued. To me, it's an opportunity. And eventually, I do think during the full bull run, the euphoric phase, the phase where anything is possible and Bitcoin will overtake the world, that kind of narrative, I do believe that those coins will outperform pretty much almost everything else, at least on a safer basis, right? Because if you want to play the game of meme coins, yeah, sure. I mean, but there are thousands to pick from. So good luck. Good luck with that game. It's like a little bit playing the lotto. I wish you the best of luck. Actually, it's even worse than the lotto because you need to pick the right coin at the right time. Because if you catch it like 2 days later, you may have missed 1000x already. What else that I would like to discuss? Bitcoin halving, we've discussed. Ethereum is doing fine. Oh yeah, inflation is coming out next week. CPI expected to moderate a little bit. I think so. I think that's probably what's going to happen. To be honest, at this stage, doesn't really matter as long as so any lowering of inflation, any closer to 2% handle psychologically is very important. Any beat, meaning hotter than expected inflation, is bad. But if it's 0.1%, 0.2% is not a big deal. If you start going into 0.5% to 1%, then it starts to be problematic, and bonds will sell off aggressively. If bonds sell off aggressively, you already know stocks and other risk assets will follow. And with that, guys, today I'll make it a little bit shorter. Don't forget, drop me some questions in the comment section. Attend tomorrow. Have some questions ready for me. Challenge me. I always love it. You know me. Thank you once again for your like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you tomorrow. Thank you very much. And I'll see you tomorrow.